All right, we're going to look at section 2.8, and this is actually homework question number 8. And so they give you this function, f of x equals x squared plus 8x. So they ask us to do two things. The first thing it wants us to find is f of x plus h, and then it wants us to find f of x plus h minus f of x all over h. Really, this is a lot about just plugging things in. So instead of x being our input, we're going to have x plus h. So x plus h will have to go everywhere there was an x. So this is going to end up being x plus h, we're going to have to square that quantity, plus 8 times that x plus h. And then we're going to have to simplify that. Well, this whole quantity is squared, so that means that's x plus h times x plus h. You can FOIL, distribute, however you want to do that. You're going to end up with x squared plus xh plus xh plus h squared. And then this will distribute. That'll be plus 8x plus 8h. So then combining like terms here, the only things that can actually combine are these xh's. So there's two of those. So I'm going to write the original x squared, then I'll write plus 2 of those xh's plus h squared plus 8x plus 8h. And that's really all we can do because we have two of those variables, the x's and the h's there. And then looking back really quick on how ALEKS wants you to enter it, actually already had this in the answer, so really this is what you need to fill into the box with this combined to be the 2xh. And so that should get it for you. So it's really this little section here that you're going to have to plug in for one of those parts. All right, and so the next thing that it wants you to find is f of x plus h. Well, we already know what that really is. And then we need to do minus f of x, and then it'll be all over h. So I'm just going to use what we already found. So we already had f of x plus h. We found it to be this box down here. So I'm going to write that in place of this f of x plus h. So x squared plus 2xh plus h squared plus 8x plus 8h. And then it says minus, so I'm going to minus f of x. And this is really important. I like to put my f of x inside a parenthesis because you're minusing that whole entire chunk of stuff, which really ends up changing your signs. And then this is all over h, because that's how the problem was. So again, this is my f of x plus h, then I'm minusing my f of x all over h. So my numerator is x squared plus 2xh plus h squared plus 8x plus 8h. Now it's minus, because this is going to distribute, x squared minus 8x all over h. And so what ends up happening is a lot of stuff will end up canceling here. The x squared and the x squared will cancel out. 8x and 8x will cancel out. And so all I have is 2xh plus h squared plus 8h all over h. And we reduce this a little bit because all of our terms on the top have an h in them. I can factor that out. I'll have 2x plus h plus 8 all over h. And so then these will cancel. So our final answer will be 2x plus h plus 8, which would be our final answer for this guy. So it actually turns out to be a really nice thing. So hope that helps.